Okay. Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great night or day, depending what time it is for you. Happy Saturday. If it's still Friday for you, then happy Friday. Tonight we are continuing more Scarlet Nexus. The last time we played this was on Wednesday. No wait, Thursday, sorry. Thursday. It was Thursday, and we just finished Standby Phase 10. A lot has happened in that, not Standby Phase 10, Phase 10. Yeah, we finished Phase 10. We are about to do Standby Phase 10 tonight, or in a couple minutes, but yeah, a lot has happened in Phase 10. Kasane went back to the past, brought back Yuito's mother, which also happened to be Kasane's mother. So that was a shocker. And now we're about to do Standby Phase 10 and then move on to Phase 11, which is the second to last phase in Yuito's story. And as I mentioned before, in both Yuito's and Kasane's story, there are 12 phases in both. So yeah, it doesn't matter which one we start off with. We'll have the same amount of phases. But yeah, yeah. Let's see what happens in Standby Phase 10 and then in Phase 11. And then yeah, of course, after we finish Yuito's story, we're gonna definitely go through Kasane's story, sorry. For a bit. Alright, so let's see who has Bond episodes we can do. So it seems like Luca has one. Who else has one? Kagero has one, Tsugumi has one, Hanabi has one, Asane has one, Arashi has one, Kyoka has one, Jiden has one. My god, there's a lot. Okay. Let's talk to the people who don't have Bond episodes and just get their dialogue out the way. So wait, Hanabi doesn't have one. Hanabi doesn't have one. Alright, let's see what Hanabi has to say. Seems like she's still sleeping. I'm sure you're going to worry about her until she wakes up. Let's see, do we buy her any gifts? No. And then Gemma. Say, I can't believe the genetic information that makes up the others came from a lunar station. So space, basically. It's for you? We do. No. It's for Kagero. Never mind. Alright, I guess, let's start off with Luca. It was a gamble, but I'm glad the plan worked. Gift for you. The perfect poster vision, and it's a poster of someone's buff body that says perfect body. And of course Luca loves working out, so where he wants to get this quote-unquote perfect body. Oh boy. Alright, let's give this to Luca. So yeah, we did buy all the gifts for the teammates.
This is amazing.
We also bought or upgraded some weapons for other characters as well. or got new weapons for the characters. Yuto, you have already reached these heights. Yes, this is perfect. I will brand this I will brand this image training into my mind to reach my ideal body.
Do you ever get tired of being a member of the OSF?
The reality is different from my ideal, but there's a lot I couldn't do if I wasn't here.
That's true. You did choose to join us of your own will. I respect you for seeing the realities of the OSF and remaining unswayed.
Alright, reach bond level 4 with Luca. Vision. Got Squash Racket as a present from Luca. Reach team bond level 3. Sweet. Yuito, Hanabi, Gemma, Sugumi, and Luca have been recognized as a team with a strong bond and ability, and are allowed to wear white battle attire.
I'd like to talk with you some more. I hope you feel the same way.
Of course. You know a lot of stuff, so it's fun talking to you.
White battle attire, you say? Oh, there's the Squash Racket. Okay, so they have white battle attire. I want to switch those out. Equipment. Was it Hanabi? Yo, it's pretty cool. Also said Tsugumi, I believe. Gamma. Luca. That's it, right? I think it's only the people from Yuito's platoon have it. Yo, hell yeah. Okay. So Yuito has Noble White, Hanabi has Honest White, Tsugumi has Charity White, Gamma has Righteous White, and Luca has Innocent White. So what will Kasane and her platoon have once we get their bond level up? I wonder. Oh, that's cool though. Yeah, look at us. That's freaking awesome. Oh, what? What? Luca? Oh wait, yeah, Luca does have a do a spawn episode. Gifts. Alright, so we're gonna do...
Yuito, do you have a moment?
You look worried. Did something happen?
Actually, I was gonna say we're gonna do all the
I must
hideout
conduct this with the
bond
utmost
episodes and then do the
secrecy.
brain message ones.
It's slightly
But then I
dangerous.
just remember that everyone's
be
in
difficult
the
to
hideout,
manage on
so
my
we don't
own.
have to do
So I was wondering if you could help
brain
me.
message ones.
Of course I'll help. So how dangerous is it?
For a while now, I've been looking into the research conducted at the old OSF hospital. During the investigation, I discovered research data was stolen by a spy from Seiron. I can't go into details, but it's very dangerous. It must be erased as soon as possible.
So you want to infiltrate a Seiron research facility?
Yes. It should be in the Supernatural Life Research Facility.
Okay. Will it just be the two of us?
Yes, that would be best.
I guess fewer people involved would be better for secrecy.
I'm glad you understand. Let's leave immediately.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be another interactive Bond episode. Sweet. I feel like more later on in the game, we're getting more and more these, like, I guess, playable or interactive Bond episodes.
I know it's kind of late to bring this up, but shouldn't we be hiding as we move so they don't notice us?
No, we chose an area.
Lock could not be opened because card case data updated. This lock requires an updated key card. What? And sorry for cutting out there. So do you have to go around? But we do have to go around. Dang, I know it wouldn't be that easy. Let's cut through.
Come on! Hit it!
You sprayed something like oil. Don't get it on you. The enemy dropped something. If your body begins to burn with fire, it'll drain your health. So
Oh,
be careful.
I got it.
Crush you!
Shell breach confirmed. Put the pressure on. That attack worked. There must be a weak spot. Shall we?
Nice.
Yeah!
Yumiko!
Going the right way. Where are we going? Are we grabbing a key? Are we trying to find the key?
Looks like there's a resource reading.
There's... Oh boy. Huh.
Here we go!
This is pretty rare. You finished it off, Yumito.
Here we go!
Damn, I'm getting roasted.
Here we go!
I hit the outer shell. I think I can break it if I focus reduce my attacks.
At this rate,
Come back here.
let's go! I can hit it! It's over!
Found the weak spot. Yeah.
Come on.
Right?
Some help, Luca!
Uh,
I need your help!
Number 4, right? Is that...
Go, Yuito!
What?
There are more others than I expected. I was right to bring you with me. If we take too much time getting there, they may detect us and move the research data to another location.
I'm glad I came. Why were you looking into the research at the old OSF hospital anyway?
I apologize if this sounds harsh, but I'll be honest with you. While I was observing you, I feared that I might lose my power one day as well.
Oh. Well, you are a dud like me.
Yes, I began looking into the research the government did on powers to alleviate my fear. I was hoping I would discover a way to treat the loss of powers.
Is that why you asked for my help?
Yes, since you already know my secret, I didn't have to lie to you. It was rather selfish for me to ask you. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'm happy you asked me to help, no matter the reason. So, did you find what you were looking for?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, I found the opposite.
You don't mean...
Yes. It's data on eradicating psionic hormones from human brains with drugs and completely erasing powers.
Why would they research something like that?
It seems their plan was to use it as a weapon to depower enemy psionics.
And now Seiron is continuing that research.
If it's implemented, it'll be a huge threat to the OSF, since we use our powers as a weapon. And many more people will face discrimination as duds.
We have to stop this research. Let's find that data and erase it.
Okay, it was just
Some help, Luca!
a dialogue scene. I thought we finished it, 'cause I was like, we didn't find anything, we just found the key. This is 2. Oh yeah, we found the key card for 4.
Do you need help?
Well, now we found the key card for number 2. Oh, we can't jump down.
Go, Yuito!
He might be better at using teleportation than I am. If so, it's thanks to you, Luca.
I think we found everything on this floor. Back down. There are gates. see. Here's number 4. Sweet. How do we get through this? Goes upstairs. Wait, when did this? Okay, I'm gonna save. Level 0 experimental.
Is this the lab researching the stolen data?
It should be. It seems no one is here. Let's get this done. What is this? No.
What's wrong?
It seems Seiron's research has already progressed further than I expected. This is a plan to disperse the drug indiscriminately and turn an entire city into duds. If they use this, they may be able to turn all humans in New Himuka into duds.
What is Seiron thinking? Delete that right now. What's the matter? Delete the data, Luca.
I just had a strange thought. Have you ever wondered what the world would be like if there were no powers?
What are you saying?
I've thought about it all my life. Our society is fixated on the superiority of powers. Whether you have powers or not decides your fate. But if all humans were duds, no one would ever have to worry about powers again. How much tragedy have you seen?
But then what
that would
about
never
those
have
who
happened if there were no
are in higher
powers?
power that
Calm
still
down.
has power, you know?
Do you understand what you're saying?
I do.
Then you know that no tragedy will be prevented by a weapon like that. People cause those tragedies, not powers. Taking them away won't solve anything. I know this has been bothering you. I get worried when I think I might lose my power too. But that doesn't make it right to take them all away. You're the one that is most fixated on the superiority of powers.
I apologize. That was a bad joke.
Huh? That was a joke?
Oh
Come
my
on.
god, Luca, come
Don't
on.
scare me like that.
Don't worry. I've deleted all data related to the research, including the backups.
Okay,
That's a relief.
Let's go back. It's dangerous to
how can you
teleport
joke
with
around
so
with
many
such
others
a
around.
straight face?
So we should take the same route we came.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay. Let's go. The way he was talking, even if it was a joke, he sounded kind of serious.
Yeah.
He must have been really hurting to be tempted by it.
Our mission is complete. That was good work.
I'm glad nothing happened. You surprised me a little back there.
I was only teasing you. Besides, I'll be honest with you. I hated you for a bit.
What?
Oh?
It was more jealousy than hatred. I've been a research subject ever since I was young. We're both duds, but your family still loved you. I thought that you could never really understand how I felt.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I didn't know you felt that way.
You don't need to apologize.
Blocky's
What you
blocking
said
Luca's
before
face.
made something clear to me.
Sorry.
We see the world differently because we've lived different lives. And because of that, I think there are things I could learn from you. You're right. I am the one that is fixated on superiority of powers.
That was in the heat of the moment.
I'm embarrassed to have acted like such a child. Are you disappointed that someone like me is a Septentrion?
No. I'm glad you told me how you really feel. I hope you'll feel free to be honest with me in the future.
You certainly are honest to a fault. Perhaps I could learn that as well. So, should we run back to the hideout?
What? It's pretty far. You're here, so why don't we teleport?
Stamina is just as important as strength.
Of course, he
Let's
wants
go.
to work out.
That's not what I meant when I said to feel free.
Reach team bond level 4. Alright. Decorated the hideout with regular dining photo. Team bond episodes. Once your team bond level has been adequately raised, speaking to allies at the hideout during a standby phase will trigger special episodes. Oh. Really now? Save. Luca has another. Nothing. Yeah, now everyone has a. So. Luca, talk to you again. Actually, wait. Before we do these team bond episodes, let's do the regular bond episodes. So Babe transmitted the data to the past. Definitely didn't see that coming. Okay. Let's do the bond episodes first before we do the team bond episodes. Okay, we have a lot of gifts to give to Kagero.
Oh, cool.
Tut tut, sorry young man, but the adults will be taking that off your hands. Well, it was for you anyway. What the fuck? Where'd Kagero go? Be the magician set.
Good taste.
I'll teach you one of my secrets to being popular, Yuito. Master card tricks. Everyone's eyes will be on you.
Yuito, you tired? Are you making sure to use Baki to make you feel better?
Yes. Baki gives me all the energy I need.
Yeah, you're really weird. I guess this is what it means to have a good upbringing.
Well, if Baki makes you feel better, then I'll be sure to buy any Baki merchandise I come across.
Hey. Alright, bond level 3 with Kagero. Sustained invisibility and combo vision.
I think we make a pretty good team. I guess so.
I guess so. Right. Last gift, acoustic guitar.
Really? Thanks.
What's that? You want me to play a song? I used to be pretty good, you know. That song brings me back. I guess I'll stop being sentimental and try practicing it again. We didn't even get to see him play, or at least hear him play either. Oh well. Okay, all the gifts. Now we can do Kagero's Bond episode.
Hey, Kagero. If you, have some time, what do you say we go get coffee?
Oh, well, I've never been asked by a guy before, and it's Yuito of all people.
Is it that unexpected?
Of course it is. After all, I am the one who killed your father. I've said a lot of things to you and dragged you around, but I thought you'd still have something against me.
I still have mixed feelings about you, and you're right. I can't just forgive what you did.
Yeah, I figured.
But that's why I want to know who you are, and what you're thinking. And it was a nice break going to town with you.
Huh. If that's how it is, how about we do something less boring than just coffee?
Less boring? Hey, where are you taking me?
I could tell you now, but that would spoil the surprise.
You said something less boring, but this place is pretty deserted.
You probably shouldn't believe everything someone like me says. I was lying.
What the fuck?
Okay. Why did you bring me here?
Well, you did say you wanted to understand me. I chose this place because I don't think anyone will bother us here. Don't hesitate to ask me whatever you want. You have the right to do so.
Well, I do have something I've been wanting to ask you. You said you wanted to stop Togetsu for your family, right?
Yeah. Everything I've worked for up till now was to stop Togetsu's plans, to protect the existence of my family, of my daughter. For 2,000 years, that's all I lived for. Well, I told you most of that already.
Yeah, I understood that, and I don't doubt it at all. But there is still something I just don't understand.
What's that?
You already stopped Togetsu. You finally reached your goal. So what's wrong? Why do you still look so unsatisfied?
Oh? That's pretty sharp. You know, you're something, kid. Very innocent. Maybe too innocent.
What? You're not still hiding something, are you?
Well, everything I've told you up till now was definitely true. But if there is something, I guess it's that I'm burned out.
You're burned out? What do you mean?
It's been 2,000 years. My family, the world I know, they're all far in the past. I have nothing now. I don't feel anything. I'm totally empty inside. I achieved the only goal I had. Now I'm just remaining in this world with no real meaning. Kind of like a ghost.
I know what it feels like to lose your family. I lost mine too. But how can you talk like that? You're the one who murdered my father. You're telling me that the person who killed my family is a burned out coward?
I'm sorry if it makes you mad, but that's how I feel. You're the one who wanted to know. So, do you want to kill me now?
No, I don't. Thank you for being honest with me.
I'll talk to you anytime. You beat the crap out of me in a one-on-one fight. Okay then, that's enough serious talk. Time to head out to town.
Wait, what? That was a quick turnaround. I can't believe you want to go out now.
I told you I'd take you somewhere less boring, didn't I? You need to pay attention.
You just told me not to believe what someone like you says.
Alright, today I'll show you how real men have fun in Suo. This is gonna be fantastic.
He said fun was escaping reality. But I think he might be enjoying himself just a little too much.
Alright.
Do you want me to say some magic words to give you happy vibes? Hi there, I'm Baki.
What the
You're
fuck?
not grasping his character at all. Baki isn't like that. Try again.
What? You get really obnoxious when it comes to Baki. But I guess your overly picky criticism means you're doing all right. Just remember that moderation is the key to life.
Alright, bond level 4 with Kagero. Assault Vision. Got Card Castle playing. Wait, yeah, Card Castle playing cards as a present from Kagero.
You can call me a trusted partner. It's hard to tell if you're serious or not. I do count on you, though.
I like it that we also get gifts from our teammates when we reach a certain bond level with them. It gives us more decorations for our section of the hideout. That's nice. Alright. There's Kasane. Let's get Shiden out of the way. I still hate the guy. Are you really going to greet your long-lost mother looking like that? You should rest when you can. Nature landscape photograph.
Not bad.
You have better hobbies than I thought you would, Yuito. Not bad. You understand the beauty of nature.
Stop furrowing your brow the moment you look at someone.
I could say the same to you.
That makes two of us then. Makes me angry that we're alike. But I guess you could say I'm rubbing off on you. You should keep climbing to get on my level.
Bitch. The fuck? Bond level 3. Increase SAS recovery speed and combo 5.
My first impression of you was the worst. But now, I'm willing to say you're the second to worst. Are you trying to be nice? I guess I'm grateful that I'm better now.
Still a dick. Camera.
Thank you.
Better say thank you. How did you get the newest model? You're giving it to me? You won't regret this, will you? You need to learn how to use it, but it can take good pictures. Now I can shoot landscapes. And I guess I could take your picture too. Nah. Look at him, he's taking pictures now. Alright. Let's do his Bone episode.
Yuito, I need to talk to you.
Now what? Did you come to insult me again?
No? I don't want anyone else to hear. We're going to Musubi's, come on.
Hey, wait, I didn't agree. Oh, man. I can't take this guy.
I can't either, Yuto. Been a while since we went to Masubi's.
So, what do you want?
We had an argument last time.
Yeah, I remember. You don't want to pick up where we left off, do you? I've had enough of that.
No, I don't. I was too emotional before, so I'm sorry.
Aw.
Wait, what did you just say?
I said I'm sorry. What's strange about that? I know when I've gone too far.
Yeah. I said things I didn't mean to. But I didn't expect you to just apologize.
I called you a pampered little boy. But when I thought of your circumstances, I realized I was wrong. You lost both your parents, then almost lost your memory. You've had plenty of your own hardships.
Well, when you say it like that... Did I really have it that hard?
Will you accept my apology?
Yeah, I accept.
Just to be clear, I'm only apologizing for what I was wrong about. It's true that you're a dimwit, so I won't apologize for that.
Can't he be a little nicer? I guess that's just his personality.
Speaking of hardships, you said you were a dud. Do you actually know what that means?
Huh? It means someone born without powers.
Do you really understand that? You say it like it doesn't affect you. They have it harder than even civilians. They're powerless.
Well, it's kind of unclear. Wait, are you worried about me?
No? I can't understand how you could say that so lightly. No matter what the official stance is, people without powers are discriminated against. It doesn't matter if you're a Sumeragi or not. No matter how much they flatter you to your face, they're laughing at you in their heads. I don't think I could handle that.
I know that people won't look at me the same, but it won't change who I am. There are people who see me for me, not as a psionic or as a Sumeragi.
I can't tell if you're tough or just stupid. You've had so many bad experiences, but you look so self-assured. When I see you, it makes me think I can't whine about my little problems.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'm surprised you want to whine sometimes.
It's not that I want to whine. There are things I'm not pleased about. I've worked so hard, but my real ability still isn't appreciated in the OSF. It's irritating.
Oh yeah, I think I know what it feels like to not be appreciated too. People don't see how hard I work because I'm a Sumeragi. Just like you.
Way to be insulting without trying.
Bitch,
I'll give you some
you
advice.
insult without
If you feel
trying.
like you're not being appreciated, then get so strong that people have to appreciate you. That's the only way. It's what I worked so long for, and what I'll keep working for.
Wow. You can be unexpectedly passionate.
Unexpectedly? Why is it unexpected?
I just always thought you were the cool guy. I didn't think we'd have anything in common.
Stop it. We don't have anything in common. I'm not a pampered boy like you.
Yeah, we're not alike at all. I mean, I'm not rude like you.
What?
If you
Nice.
had been nicer about your advice before. Oh, that's right. I haven't thanked you yet. I had trouble listening, but once I put the insults aside, I realized it was pretty good advice. Thanks.
Of course it was. I'm always studying battles to get better than I am now.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Will you give me more advice sometime?
Sure. But I won't be so nice next time, so don't cry about it.
I'll be ready. I'm counting on you.
I still hate him. Still hate him.
You're not doing too bad lately.
Wait, did you just compliment me?
What kind of person do you think I am? I just hate the incompetent. I show respect to those that are capable. Also, that wasn't a compliment. I was just recognizing your efforts.
Right, on level 4. Assault vision. Got Comic Dawn Pickles. Chapter 8 as a present from Shiden.
Have you learned to appreciate how amazing I am?
Fuck off.
I think you're great, Shiden. I've always thought that.
Fuck off. Such a jerk. Alright, who is next? Let's see first. Nabi doesn't have a bond. Okay. For her, let's see. Talk to kill. It may have worked out this time, but you won't be able to use the red strings that often. The toll it takes on you too is too great.
This is nice.
Smells really good. You have me in mind when you picked it out? Thanks.
Just the person I wanted to see. Your lucky color for the day is red, and your lucky direction is south.
What?
Thanks for that. So, what should I do specifically?
Eat red food and deploy south, probably. Should I make something for you?
Oh, no thanks. I appreciate the thought.
Right. He says our lucky color is red. We switched to a white outfit, but I mean it does have red on it, but like our previous outfit had. Whoa. Oh well. Level 3. Duplication and combo vision. Cool.
You can talk to me about anything. Romantic issues or dreams you had last night?
That's a bit personal, I
Okay.
think.
I don't have anything right now, but you can come talk to me anytime you want to.
Okay, hold on. I want to see the brain messages since we're not really, you know, we're not, we don't have any brain message, Bond episodes. Alright. I heard you're pretty good at housework, but how's your wisdom on everyday life? The static electricity I make is giving me problems. It affects my work sometimes, too. I want to do something about it. That's out of left field. I do know something though. The easiest thing is to put your palm on a wall or some good wood for a while before you touch a doorknob. It happens easily when your skin is dry too. Make sure to stay moisturized. Your skin dry, Shiren? I'd rather not talk about my skin, but I have been a little dry lately. That's pretty good advice, thanks. Talking to you, honestly, I'm shaken. I have nothing. My life has no meaning. But I guess I'm the only one who can remember them. My family. Sorry, I don't know how to put it. We should talk again. Let's just not go out on the town next time. What are your thoughts on a world without powers, Yuito? Do not worry, I'm not teasing anymore. This is only a hypothetical supposition. Right, it is a little worrying, but with or without powers, I think that humans will stay the same. I think what's important is the connections in our hearts to each other. Never cease to shock me, Yuito. The connections in our hearts. I would like to think on that myself. Okay. I've been thinking about what Kagero said, about what the lunar people are trying to do and what happened. I'm still not confident I understand. I'd like you to explain it to me again. Don't worry about it, Sugumi. Aside from me and Kyoka, it was a lot of information that got dumped on all of you. As far as I understand, it all began when colonists were sent to Earth from the moon. Yeah, I guess it was around then. The colonists' goal was to return to their homeland and reduce the population of the overpopulated moon. However, they ran into a problem. The other particles that transform humans into others started falling down on the moon and Earth. In order to draw those particles away from the moon, they needed to override the gravity device that was regulating Earth's climate. So they wanted to sacrifice Earth's sacrifice Earth in order to save just the moon. And the one who was trying to execute that plan was Kagero, who was an agent from the moon. Yeah, that's right, but I messed up. That's when the moon decided to try a different method. If they couldn't avoid the other particles from falling, then all they had to do was direct them all to Earth. If they enveloped the Earth with a belt or other particles, the colonists on Earth wouldn't be able to return to the moon. They could kill two birds with one stone by also preventing the population from growing again. That's the reason the extinction belt came to be. Does that mean the moon's plan succeeded? I don't know. After that, I lost contact with the moon, so I have no idea what happened up there. I can't imagine that everything worked out for them with the other particles, though. This is just a conjecture, but I believe the moon continues to face a crisis, regardless of the results of their plan. You said the moon is responsible for the others descending onto Earth. No matter what their initial objectives may have been, continuing that for 2,000 years is abnormal to say the least. Whether they're afraid of Earth's retaliation or they ran into some other trouble, the moon is facing desperate times. Yes, even though they have more advanced technology than we do. That is why I believe they are still being threatened by the others. Others on the moon too? If that's the case, it must be hard for you, Kagero. I mean, that's your homeland, and where your family was. I really appreciate your concern, Tsugumi, but I honestly have mixed feelings about it. Everything happened such a long time ago. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can tell you about it. Okay. About the mysterious Septentrion. Huh. Known, but isn't who has information on the most secret one? Oh, you can't count me out if we're talking about Septentrions. Talking about the mystery Septentrion, all the fans know, right? Fortunately, all I know is that they use shapeshift or shape-changing powers. When that's just a rumor or an urban legend, there isn't any concrete information about it. Shapeshifter. I guess that's the only information out there. Oh well. I didn't know you were a Septentrion fan too, Wataru. I didn't think you'd be a fan, Chiden. Let's exchange whatever information we get on the mystery Septentrion. Yeah, even being in the OSF, you can't learn many details on the Septentrions. It would be nice to have someone to exchange info with. Since we're exchanging information, let me ask you, Wataru, who is your favorite Septentrion? Well, I can't really say he's my favorite anymore, but Major General Karn's power is just nasty. It's probably Major General Fubuki though. His power is so cool, and he is very generous with fan service. Oh boy. Most newbies like either first class Major General Karn or second class Major General Fubuki. Big words. Who do you like then, Shiden? I still think 7th class belongs to Seto. So let me say that Seto, 7th class, is my favorite. If I got 7th class though, no, I won't say anymore. We'll talk about this some other time. Just me and you, Wataru. Alright, we'll have a nice long talk about Septentrion, so I'm looking forward to it. Sting. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. that all the gifts we got for... Guess for her? No. Alright, let's do her Bond episode.
Yuito, do you have a minute? There's something I have to tell you.
What's the matter?
Let's go to Masubi's. I'll tell you everything there. About things I've been hiding from you.
Boy. Secrets.
What was it that you were hiding from me?
I couldn't tell you before because I was scared of what you'd think of me. A long time ago, Togetsu ordered me to monitor your mother, Wakana Sumeragi.
My mom?
Yes. Right after she escaped from Togetsu, they sent me into Suo. I spied on her and reported everything to them. Her movements, her life, and her family.
I see. That's why you knew about my childhood.
I'm sorry for not telling you sooner.
No, I'm glad you told me. I'm surprised, but I'm sure you didn't have a choice.
Thank you. I don't know if this can make up for it, but I'll answer anything you want to know.
Let's see. Okay. I'm a little embarrassed to ask this.
What is it?
Could you tell me more about my mom? We didn't have time to really sit down and have a conversation when she came back.
Yes, of course. Where should I start? From that romantic day your parents met?
No, you don't need to go that far. How about from the time I was born?
Let's see. You had to be kept in the hospital for a while, but you were such a cute baby. Your mother was always by your side, watching over you. While you and your brother grew, I think your mother always sensed Togetsu in the shadows. Still, she continued basking you in love, never showing any sign of fear or worry. She was an incredible person.
Do you think you were watching over us like my mom did?
Huh?
Just... the way you were talking about it made it sound like you kept a watchful eye on us. I'm sorry if I was wrong.
You're right. I may have gotten a little attached. I mean, I've been watching your family for years. I still wish Wakana could have lived like that forever. However, I couldn't even imagine going against Togetsu at the time. All I could do was watch.
You don't need to feel responsible for that. You're not like that anymore.
Hearing you say that makes me feel like I can forgive myself a little. Thank you.
Well, thank you for telling me stories about my mom. Can I hear more sometime?
Yes, anytime you'd like. I have lots I want to share as well. Like the first time you walked, or when your diaper...
Hey, we don't need to go over anything like that. Do you have tons of embarrassing stories about me or something?
That's great. That means freaking Kyoka can...
I'm sorry, Yuito. I pushed a lot on you without considering your feelings.
That means...
Huh?
Yeah, Kyoko has a lot
What are
of
you talking
blackmail
about?
material for
You know,
freaking
like
Yuito.
charms and fortune-telling. I just wanted to become friends with you so badly that I went a little overboard. From now on, I'm going to do my best to be a motherly and trustworthy sisterly figure to you.
Oh boy. You can see where this is going. Alright, we reach bond level 4 with Kyoka. Nice. Assault vision. Got first aid kit as a present from Kyoka.
I think of you as family, Yuito. I hope that doesn't bother you.
Of course not. It makes me happy. I'm glad you feel that way.
Okay. Kyoka, the way. Arshi. Got some hope involving the Kunad Gate issue now. Wait, we got some hope solving the Kunad Gate issue now. Whoops. Just used my head. Forgot it's time to be slacking off right now. Gifts for her, we do. Hero Figure Volume 2. Well, looks like all the organizations are busy with developing character goods.
Looks like you're working hard. I don't think it's a good idea to work too hard, though.
You're one to talk.
You don't care enough about slacking off. It's not a bad thing. When you know your own strength and rest when you need it, you'll be a better soldier. Work on that. There's a lot of people who will be sad if you fall. I'm one of them.
Right, bond level 4. Assault Vision. Sweet. So, I did assume right. Those boxes on that dolly were all from were all from Arashi. Just too lazy to, I guess, take them out to the dump. We got a large pot and ladle as a present from Arashi.
You have
Over here.
potential. However, you should not overdo it.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll be careful.
There's that pot with ladle. Got it right there? He's still... Kyoka's still making like some burnt whatever she's making. I think that pot and ladle right there next to her is probably ours. Why does it zoom in like that? Interesting. Alright, let's see what these two have to say. I was so worried the whole time Kasane was in the past. I mean, all we can do is wait. Did Babe only identify and transmit vital data in such a short amount of time? That's impressive. Okay, we have more gifts, or one more gift to give to you, Arashi. Fighting game Duel 4. I feel like that's supposed to be a reference to Street Fighter 4 or something.
You know what I like. Thanks.
You brought the console too. You're really prepared. Is there anyone who can beat me in a real match? By the way, NDF Soldier Z is good for beginners. It's a zombie that can come back after getting killed 25 times. Interesting. Oh look! That's cool! Friggin' Arashi and Kagura are playing together. That's really awesome. Alright, Arashi, we gotta do your Bond episode.
Arashi hasn't mentioned the forced break program to me once since then. I wonder why she wanted to make it in the first place. She said it was to help people like me rest. She also said I was just like someone... I know! I'll call that person up! She isn't going to like this, but if it helps get the issue out... Hey, Arashi! Remember how you told me that I was like Major General Fubuki?
Oh, that? I can't believe you remember that. Yeah, you two are alike. Especially how earnest and naive you are.
You told me to rest and relax because being too earnest wasn't good. But I think those words and the forced break program were meant for him.
That's an interesting idea. What makes you think that?
There's a lot of reasons, but I guess seeing him work until he collapsed sealed the deal. Whenever I see him, I do think he really needs someone to force him to rest. If that's the case, I think you should be telling all of this to him instead of me.
Even if you're right, that sounds like a pain.
I thought you'd say that. I'm sorry for doing this behind your back. But I invited Major General Fubuki here. He should arrive any minute now.
Uh-huh.
What?
I received a message from Yuito. He said you wanted to talk to me, Arashi?
Fubuki? I had no idea you were so nosy, Yuito.
You're the one who started this by trying to force me to rest. So consider this payback.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe
Nice.
you.
Arashi? Yuito? What's going on?
Sorry, Fubuki, but I don't really have anything to talk to you about.
Arashi,
I-
come on.
I mean, there's a lot of things I could say. However, I know it's wrong to push my own values on you. I won't criticize or deny the way you live just because we think differently. I suppose I was conceited to think that I was always right.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Really? It's the conclusion I drew from my latest experiment.
Experiment?
Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. It's all thanks to the wonderful test subject I had. In other words, you just have to follow your gut.
Arashi.
Arashi.
Just don't push yourself too hard. I can't support you
Okay,
if
I
you
don't know
collapse.
why, but like
Physically.
when it's not in that little
know.
like square
Thank you.
portrait thing that you see when we do dialogue scenes,
Sorry.
like everything is
Maybe I
dark
did stick
when
my
it
nose
comes
where it
to
didn't belong.
Arashi's like bunny
That's
mask,
alright.
her little
That was
hair
surprisingly
things, and the
cathartic.
little hood part
I've
of
been
her
avoiding that
outfit.
conversation because I thought it
When
was too
it's
much of a
not even that
pain.
color, that's outside
Seems
of that
like I
little
had a lot I
portrait
kept
thing.
bottled up inside. I
Like
feel
it's
a bit
supposed to be
better now.
green, like the hood part's supposed to be green, the
Really?
mask is not supposed to be
That's
that
good.
dark of a black,
So
and
here's
then
a
the
token
little
of my
hair
appreciation.
thing that he
Take it.
had, the hair, whatever the
Appreciation?
things that she has on her
My
head,
vision.
It's the
are
light
supposed to
version
be
of the break
like
program.
the greenish color
It starts
too.
spinning your vision, so you'll.
But they're all like blackish color
I'm
in the
getting
portrait.
Dizzy.
Well,
Yes, that was awesome. How's that for relaxing, Yuito?
You're
all of that.
actually pissed, aren't you?
I missed all that because I was talking.
It's tough
Sorry.
being the good one.
You're a good one?
Come on, do I look like a good girl? I'm talking about you. Public impression will often hold you back in life. I just thought it must be hard for you.
You're always so nice. Thanks.
On level 5 with Arashi. Alright. Prolong SAS effect. Someone has a clay doll. Are you talking about the
You
little
are becoming
figures
more
on the shoulder?
reliable every day.
That's
Keep
Baki.
this up, and you could do my half of the work too.
I don't know
Some-
about your half, but I'm happy you recognize what I can do.
Yeah, it's Baki, the little character from the game. I don't know if it's a TV show from the game or it's just a character, a little cutesy character. But yeah, that the little thing on the shoulder is named Baki. And everyone has one on their shoulder. Of different color, too. Welcome to the stream, Cody. How are you doing tonight?
Welcome.
I think that's everything for Arashi, so let's talk to Tsugumi. Your mother is so pretty. She seems even kinder than Babe's vision. Gifts for you? We don't have a gift for you. Fun episode, let's do this.
Yuito, can I ask you something?
Sure. What?
We found the white flowers already. I was wondering if there were any other plants you want me to find?
Nothing comes to mind.
Oh, alright.
You look really disappointed. What's up all of a sudden?
Well, I wanted to help you.
Doing pretty well,
You
working on
always help
leveling
me.
another arc wing.
Not only in battle, but
Just-
with the flowers too.
Just built the fastest
That's
one
more than
yesterday.
But
It's
I...
Huh?
nice. That's awesome.
What is it? Oh, Sorry.
Also,
You don't have to
I
tell me
tried
if you don't
claiming
want to.
Alloy on Genshin
But
Impact,
wait, I'll say it.
yesterday?
I have to.
I think it was yesterday or 2
I
days ago.
want to be brave.
But apparently
I
the people on PlayStation get
want to
Alloy first
be-
before it goes to other platforms. Because I
want to
tried
be your friend.
I tried to claim it on PC,
You want to be my
but
friend?
it wasn't in my mail.
I've
And
been thinking about it for a long time.
yeah, I
You're
tried to
so
get it
nice,
on
and you
PlayStation,
listen to me.
specifically on my
So
PS4,
I
and
want
yeah,
to
it's
be your
there.
friend. I looked for the white flowers because I wanted to help you. I thought if I did, you'd be my friend.
Oh. That's
Other
what you were
platforms
trying to
can't
say
get her
when I
until
asked you
the
why you
next
were so
beta,
interested in that
so-
flower on Hieno Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can still get
I
her
didn't lie then.
on PlayStation,
but the
but it
main
won't.
reason
I don't
was
know
because
if
I wanted
Genshin
you to
Impact
be
has
my
cross
friend.
save right now. I don't know if
So
that came
I
out
asked
like
if
in
there
a
was any other way I could help.
recent update or
I'll
anything,
help
but
you any way I can.
You don't have to do that, you know.
I could try to claim it on
So
PlayStation
you
and see
Don't want to be my friend?
if I can
What are you
still use
talking
her
about?
in
We're already
on like on
friends.
PC.
What?
That's
or
how
mobile.
I feel anyway. If it's okay with you, I want to be your friend.
But I can't talk normally, and I couldn't bring the flower back. I wasn't any help.
Whether you're helping or not doesn't matter. Friends are friends. Besides, you've been talking normally for a while now.
The way I talk isn't normal. I just blush and go quiet. I can't look people in the eyes.
Listen, it's fine if that's normal for you. But what do you think is normal anyways?
Being able to talk a lot without pausing. If you don't do that, people don't understand.
That's not true. Even if you don't talk very much, I understand how you feel.
Really?
I mean, you found that flower's name from the little that I remembered, and you were going to climb Hieno Mountain by yourself. Seeing all that, there's no question how much you care about me. Anyone would agree. And who else but a friend would go through that much trouble?
You think so?
Yeah. Take plants, for example. They make you feel good just by being around and not talking, right?
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to go to great lengths or change who you are just to please others. I think you should just be yourself, just as you are now.
That's kind of strange. I've never thought I could be myself. I always wanted to be normal. I thought that if I was, I would be able to make friends besides Kagero.
Like I said, I'm your friend. So stressing yourself out is the last thing I want you to do. Just like that white flower. You left it alone because you thought it would be happier living on the mountain. I think you should live the way that's easiest for you as well. That sounds a little pompous, though.
No, it doesn't. I'm happy.
Same here. I'm happy to call you my friend.
Yeah.
Gumi's so
we're
sweet.
friends.
Oh, right. About the flowers. I just thought of one I want to find.
What? Go on.
We couldn't bring back that silent snowmelt before, so I was thinking we could find a flower that's suited for this place. Is there one that would bloom inside the hideout? And I'm just asking as a friend, so...
There are a lot. There's no direct sunlight inside the hideout, so... A flower that can live inside the shade is best. Like a spathiphyllum.
Fuck is that?
Spatho- What now?
Yeah,
But we
exactly.
should take it outside to get some sun once in a while. It's hard for flowers to bloom without ever getting sunlight. Soil, too. If it's not the right soil for the flower, it will wilt. I know a good shop for soil. I'll take you there.
I was hoping for an easier one. Like one for beginners.
There are no easy plants. They're all living things.
Got it. So first, I should get serious about this. She looks like she's having fun. She has no trouble talking about plants. She sees me as a friend too. I guess that means we're real friends now. There's no other way to put it. Okay, I'm ready to learn, Professor Sugumi.
Sure. I'll start with the basics. Make sure you take notes.
Huh? Right. Okay.
That was so cute. That was cute. No idea about cross-save since I never had any interest in playing on anything but PlayStation systems. It's fine. I mean, you can also play it on mobile. I know you don't have like a gaming PC, but you can also play it on mobile. You can try that out and see if it works. Who else have I not? We talked to Kyoka, we did her Bond episode. Yumi, Arshi, Aguro, Luca. Nami didn't have one. Gamma didn't have one. Guess now who's left is Kasane. Not playing action-based games with a tiny-ass screen and no controller, it's a train wreck. I mean... I guess you're right, but... apparently some people can do that. If it's released on mobile, I guess there's some people who can. But if they do, like... if they do have, like, somehow add controller support for mobile, that would be nice. If they don't already. I don't know. Alright. I wonder if the people left on the moon are still suffering from metamorphosis. Oh no. Alright, we have gifts. So let's give you the Hanging Scroll Conviction. And then we'll give you the...
Okay.
Decorating with letters. It's strange. I don't know much about it, but I'm interested.
I want to talk to Luca for a change.
We already talked to Luca. What do you mean? Have you been watching any of the Warframe dev streams for drops? I haven't. I should say I have heard about those streams because I do have the Warframe companion app installed on my phone, so it does bring up, like, does give me notifications about those streams. I just haven't been watching them. But I did see that the drops are like resources, I believe. Oh, some easy ducats? Oh, interesting. It's fine. Usually when what's his face comes to whenever what's his face comes to a relay, it's usually a relay or at a relay that I can't access yet. I would have to like ask bot sometimes to go to those relays because he's more further on in the planets than I am. So as of right now, I'm not really that rush to get Ducat. I mean free stuff is free stuff, right? But yeah, if I missed it, then I missed it. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes resources, sometimes furniture. It's a mix. Yeah. I have been watching some of the past ones, or not really not really the dev streams, but like people who just stream Warframe in general that have drops enabled. I do those type, like I do watch or lurk on those people's streams sometimes to get the drops, but the dev streams I have not been watching. I don't remember what was the last one I watched, but I believe I got what did I get? I think I got some resources from it. I don't remember what resource I got, but got something. But it's fine. Sounds like you need to clear more stages, and I would help you out soon as crossplay comes. Yeah, I mean, I'm slowly trying to, go through the planets, or I was trying to, go through the planets. I think right now I'm on... I don't remember what planet I'm on, really. Was it Jupiter? I don't think it was Jupiter. I don't know. One of the planets on like the lower part of the thing, of the navigation map. Like the lower ones where like you go like kind of go around and then it goes like lower part of the map or the navigation area, and then it goes to Pluto, I believe. I don't know, but yeah, one of the lower planet ones. But yeah, I mainly do dev streams since most people I follow don't play and have drops. Yeah, I just watch random people's streams that have drops enabled. But yeah, I don't follow like anyone on Twitch that mainly plays Warframe. I just watch some random people's streams. There are a couple I still don't have cleared, but it's high level stuff and you need a devoted squad. Makes sense. Alright, let's give this corkboard to Kasane.
Nice.
Jeez. We've been streaming for almost an hour and a half and we're still doing standby phase 10. Didn't expect to spend this much time on a standby phase. By pasting pictures on things like this, you can check them from above. Thanks, I can use this.
I feel like I should talk to Kagero.
Okay, so I think I finished everyone's like regular Bond episodes, and now we can start to talk to everyone on their team Bond episode. Let's see the brain message here real quick. Alright. Friendly things. I'm glad we're friends, Yuito. I wonder what else friends do together. I think I might want to do more friend things with you, other than talking about plants. Kind of a tough question. There are some limited Baki goods coming out soon. If you're interested, let's go buy them. Yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds fun. Like friends. It's a promise. Aw. Are you okay, lazy Yui? Might as well call it a chatting stream at this point. I'm sure we'll get this finished. We still have like another hour and a half of stream, so it's fine. So is your dizziness better? I hope that teaches you not to play pranks like that on an adult, lazy Yui. I should thank you though. It looks like the byproduct of my rest program is worth more than I thought. I still feel sick, but I'm relieved that you said that. I feel bad for what I did. Sorry. This isn't really an apology, but I want you to teach me how to switch gears like an adult. Lazy Yui wants to learn directly from Master Lazy Ara. What the fuck? How can I put this? You're too serious to help. Fine. I'll teach you the basics of being a bad adult. Wow. Can you come to the hideout? Oh, okay. Major General Fubuki, I'm sorry to disturb you. If you have the time, could you come to the hideout? Archie has been acting strange lately. It seems she wants to talk to you. Thanks for the message. My sister is acting strange? You mean like she always does? I'm on my way. Okay, so this was when, yeah, when Yuito asked Fubuki to come here, talk to Archie. Gotcha. Alright. About when you were a baby. Oh, I messaged you about smiling before, right? When you were a baby, your smile when you were with your mother was like a blooming flower, especially when she would tickle you. It looked like you were having so much fun. I would beg her to do it. It used to make me smile too. It's kind of embarrassing, but it reminded me that I was loved. Thanks, Kyoka. Hearing you say that makes me feel like I helped. Thanks to you too, Yuito. Alright. Let's talk to some people and do their team bond episodes. You're really going to greet your... Alright. Alright, team bond episode. Let's see what this is.
I should get ready and make dinner. What should I cook? Kasane's group is out, so it's only 6 of us. I don't want to make too much. That scream.
What the fuck?
Was that Hanabi? What is it? Are you okay?
I'm okay, but I messed up.
Huh?
Is everyone all right? It's too dark to see anything.
Yes, no one's hurt, but the wall is burnt and the machine is broken.
Something malfunctioned? There was a breaker around here somewhere.
I see. That's why the lights are out. I'm glad everyone is all right.
Hanabi? What happened?
I'm sorry. It was me. The thing appeared out of nowhere and scared me.
That thing?
I saw a black shadow scrambling up the wall,
What the fuck?
and then this bug came flying at my face and I panicked.
At your face? I don't think you needed to freak out so much, but let's see if we can fix it.
I'll take a look. Hanabi, can you give me some light with your flames?
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the hideout blueprint... Okay, this is here, which means... The line from the main power supply is burnt clean through. The mainframe won't work at all like this.
So, what does that mean?
It means almost all the machines in the hideout are shut down. The front door locked electronically, so the only way to get outside is to teleport. On top of that, we need to replace the part. I'll put in an order, but we won't have power tonight.
Thank you for handling this situation so quickly, Wataru. Please call me when you want to go outside.
I'll collect candles and things to light up the place. If that's not enough, I'll use my flames.
Alright, then I'll get dinner ready. Let's work together to get through the night. It is kind of depressing to see everything in the refrigerator start to go bad, though. I'll use the most perishable things first. The vent fan isn't working either, so I shouldn't use gas.
How's it going, Yuito? Can I help you with anything?
Thanks, Hanabi. I'm fine. I might ask you for some flame to cook with later.
Okay. It's only for one night, but it's still a lot to worry about, huh?
Yeah. It really shows you how much we rely on modern conveniences.
Oh.
I'm back. Here you are, Yuito. I bought the water you requested.
It's water? It looks like
Thanks,
soda.
Luca. I thought tap water would be fine, but the filtration system is down. Was it heavy?
It was nothing. Now, I will fulfill Segumi's request next.
Oh my god.
I'll go see Gemma and Segumi too. They said they were going to try and fix the power supply.
Oh, I'll go too. I've basically decided tonight's menu, and I'm curious to see what everyone else is doing.
Really? Let's go together then.
There should be a blue wire around here somewhere. Can you see it, Segumi?
The blue wire is more to the right, below your right ring finger.
This one? I can't get it.
Wait, I'll light it up. There.
Thanks. Okay. Now it's connected.
Can you fix the power supply? Wataru said a part needed to be replaced.
I don't know yet. I'm trying to see if we can fix it with something here. But it might be hard for an amateur.
You look like you know what you're doing, though.
I had a lot of missions using electronics, but I don't know much about fixing them.
Wait, something's wrong. A spark. Gamma, get back!
Hmm?
Oh shit.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Gamma protected me. Thank you.
I should thank you. Your warning saved us. It looks like I did something wrong. I guess it's dangerous to do it with nothing but superficial knowledge. Let's take a break.
All right. Oh, Yuito, watch your feet. You're about to step on Hanabi's toes.
Huh? Oh, sorry, Hanabi.
That's okay. It sure is hard being in the dark. I didn't realize you were standing so close.
Oh my.
Hanabi, your face is red. Are you okay? I'm fine. You sure are calm in this situation, Tsugumi. I can see normally. Let me know if you need my eyes. I will. Now, I need to get to work. I'll go see Wataru next.
I guess she feels responsible for all this.
Just let her be until she calms down. I guess we should head back too. Lead the way, Tsugumi.
But it looks like they were just at the hideout.
That was delicious. Yuito, that was a great meal for just throwing something together.
I kind of went all out. Your flame control really helped.
Yes, it was perfectly cooked. It also had a great nutritional...
Are you okay, Luca? It's getting a little cold.
The heater is off after all. You want a blanket?
This is a job for me. A small flame with a high temperature. How's that? Thanks, Hanabi. That's warm.
Yeah. It's different than a heater. It's sort of relaxing.
It is sort of strange. Just like a campfire.
You're right. It was an accident, but it feels like a nice vacation.
Thanks, guys, for trying to make me feel better.
This is what teammates are for. In hindsight, it was training for how we handle unexpected situations.
It really was unexpected. I think it's a fault in the design for the entire hideout to run off one power supply.
Yeah, you're right. This is an evacuation shelter. It should be better equipped for emergency situations. If there was an independent backup power supply, it would have been no problem. But I couldn't find anything like that.
Wait, what does a backup power supply look like?
I guess it would look like that power supply. It would probably have a lot of switches, too.
I found one! Beneath the floor panel near the front door. I don't understand the makeup, but there are wires coming out of it.
Let's take a look.
Oh!
It seems our current problem is solved. Now we wait for proper repairs.
I can't believe it was something so easy. I completely overlooked this.
We were all upset over nothing.
It was kind of fun, though.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I feel like we all got closer.
We are always fighting, so we've never had a chance to come together to fix a problem peacefully like this.
We should all go camping once things calm down. Hanabi can make a fire and everything.
That sounds good. I'd love to go. You can leave the barbecue to me.
I suppose we should look for a good hiking course now, then.
Okay, I wonder
No
if
climbing
this.
steep mountain passes, okay? I'm more of an
I
indoor
wonder if
type.
this Team Bond
Perhaps
episode
you could use this opportunity to train yourself.
this triggers
I'll
no matter
direct
who
you.
you talk
We
to.
can start right away.
Because so far, or not so far, but this whole Team Bond episode
No, I'm
had
fine.
nothing to do with Shiden.
Oh, right,
And we
Gemma,
talked to Shiden
we
to
should
trigger
take a look
this.
at the hideout's wiring. It's bothering me.
Alright. It's been piquing my interest too.
I wonder what happened to that bug I saw.
If you didn't burn it up, it's probably hiding somewhere in the hideout.
Stop it, Yuito. It's okay. I found it and took care of it. The bug has been exterminated.
Aw.
Thanks, Tsugumi. I'll come to you if I find another one. Leave it to me.
It surprised me when it got dark all of a sudden. But I feel like it's even brighter in the hideout now. Okay, I'll clean up the dishes.
I don't think I've spoken to Hanabi lately.
Okay, so you just talk to anyone, it'll trigger a Bond episode. Or Team Bond episode. And I forgot, we didn't do Kasane's Bond episode. So yeah. Okay, so it didn't matter who you talk to, it would just trigger one whole Team Bond episode. Interesting. Alright, that's cool. Alright. Kasane's the last person for a Bond episode,
really talk to
and
Kasane
now
about
we
the
get to
fact that the person who
finally
raised her was my mother.
move on to Phase
Hey,
11.
Kasane. Do you have a minute?
Sure, what is it?
I wanted to talk to you about my mother. I thought you may want to as well.
Yes. Will you come with me to Mizuhagawa?
Why?
I thought it would be best to talk somewhere private. I also want to get some combat in.
So you want to get some field training? Great. I'll make lunch then. We'll probably get hungry.
This isn't a picnic. Fine.
Good. Then we'll leave in an hour. We don't get to do this too often, so I'll make the best lunch that I can.
Okay. Another interactive Bond episode. I think.
Looks like we took care of most of the others around here.
Okay, they rated it.
Let's
so
take
it's
a
not
break.
interactive at all.
Here's your lunch.
Oh.
She's not saying anything. Maybe she doesn't like some of the vegetables. Or maybe I tried too hard? I was going to make something simpler, but I got carried away. Is it too much?
It's fine. It tastes fine too.
Thanks. So, let's talk while we eat. I was surprised that you called my mom Mother.
You're the one that called my mother Mom.
That's the same... No, wait. I guess she raised you first.
Mother raised me when she was in Togetsu. Then she had you and your brother in Suo.
That means you're like my big sister then.
Wait a minute. Why am I your big sister?
You were raised first, so that means you're older than me.
Oh, I guess you're right. I hadn't thought about it that much.
She is rather indifferent sometimes. Well, we really don't pay attention to actual age in the OSF.
I don't have memories from when Mother went away until I was adopted by the Randalls.
That's when my brother and I were born, so it must have been about 10 years. Were you in cryogenic sleep or something?
That's most likely the case. All I remember is losing my mother, and how painful it was.
Oh, right. But I was born because she left Togetsu, so that's a good thing for me, at least.
Right.
Oh, sorry. That was a little insensitive.
No. It's true that if Mother had stayed in Togetsu, you wouldn't have been born.
So, I guess I should call you Big Sister now?
Stop it. The only big sister I know is Naomi. It doesn't suit me.
Okay, I won't say it anymore. Whew, that was quite the feast. Not too bad if I do say so myself.
Yes, it was good, thanks. How do you feel about seeing Mother?
It was necessary in order to save the world. But in truth, I was really happy to see her.
Me too. The moment I saw her face, it was like I was a child again. It was really strange.
Neither of us had seen her since we were young. There's just so much I want to tell her about.
So do I. I wonder if we'll have the time, though.
That's hard to say. Did you ask her how long she can stay in this time?
No, I haven't had the chance. I hope she'll stay forever.
Yeah.
But what about
But as
Yuito of the
much as I want her
past that
to,
we took her
I
from?
know in my heart that she won't be with us that long.
You're right. But we can't just spend all of our time being sad about it.
Yeah. Sorry for being a downer.
I wasn't accusing you of anything. I just don't want to think that not seeing her is the end of the relationship. Even if we can't be together, it doesn't mean we'll forget the people who loved us.
I was just a kid, but I remember being so happy when I was with my mom.
As long as we have those memories, no matter how much time passes, we're all still connected.
I like that way of thinking. Even without the red strings, our hearts are connected over time.
Yes. Though it sounds rather trite when you put it into words.
Really? I don't think it does. I will say the ability to time travel has really messed with us. But I am very thankful that it allowed me to see my mom again.
Yes. I have more good memories now.
Promise not to laugh, but when I actually saw her again and heard her voice, I felt a lump in my throat and almost started to cry. I actually did cry a little, though.
Why would I laugh at you for that? I felt the same way.
I guess we've gotten a little too comfortable here.
This is perfect. Let's get a workout in before we head back.
Okay. Let's take care of this together.
Stay on guard. It might not be just them. Connect with SAS and don't forget your surroundings.
She said it doesn't suit her, but she is like a big sister sometimes.
What? You look like you want to say something.
Oh, it's nothing. Let's go.
That was a nice Bond episode.
Oh, Yuito. I wanted to talk to you.
Sure, what is it?
I just wanted to thank you. It's strange, but whenever I talk to you, I feel relieved. It's kind of like you're to me what Baki is to you.
Alright, we reached Bond level 4 with Kasane. Got Assault Vision. Sweet.
I wonder if I understand your feelings better. Communicating with someone is difficult.
Yeah, it's not like I'm good at it either, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, we are finally done with everyone's Bond episode. And I was like an hour and 45 minutes into the stream. Did not expect it to take this long. It was delicious. Delicious, sorry. I remember what I said, I have a refined palate. That lunch you made was delicious. I just wanted to tell you that. There's one more thing I wanted to tell you. When I saw you fight today, I was thinking the way you use your power is a little rough around the edges. You focus more. I'm happy... Okay. I'm happy you like my cooking. I'll cook for you again. Rough, huh? Certainly can't move like you do, Kasane. Why don't you train me? To show my appreciation, I guess I'll make you another lunch. If you want to, of course. Right. If, it would be good practice for me too, so I guess I wouldn't mind training you. Can you bring the lunches when we do? It's the food. That's awesome. Alright. Now, let's save and continue on to phase 11.
I'm sorry I made you all worry.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, and we have to hurry back to the Kunad Gate.
We're going back there again? Do you know what we can do about it, Mother?
Yes. We must get rid of the entanglements in the Kunad Gate, or the world will eventually be destroyed.
Entanglements? What are they?
We should head to the Kunad Gate before I explain it further.
Okay. Then we'll go to the Kunad Highway. Everyone get ready. Mom, you can have a seat here.
Thank you. You got so big.
Huh? That was sudden.
You joined the OSF. How's Kaito? Are you getting along with your older brother?
He's
Not at the moment.
good. We don't really get along anymore.
Oh. Can you tell me what's happening in your time, in the present?
A lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff.
And that's basically it. The only other thing is the existence of the Kunad Gate.
Thank you. Along with Babe's data, I think I understand a lot now. Are we almost ready to leave?
Oh, yeah. We are. Mom?
You're just like your father.
Huh? No. Kaito is the one who looks like Dad. Actually, people tell me I'm not much like him.
I'm not talking about your face. It's how you act. Yuito, about your father... I'm sorry I didn't tell you what he was doing. He did awful things, but it was him that saved me from Togetsu. He was kind. Kaito said he would change this country too.
We did
He's
tell
wanted
her
to be a
that.
politician ever since he was little. But I guess he could only take
We
your
did tell her
father's
that
path as well.
Yuito's dad's no longer
Kaito
alive,
did.
right?
But I...
It's all right. You and Kaito are your fathers and my children. I know you'll make up someday.
Right.
Oh. Phase 11, feeling unraveled time together. It's the Kunad Gate at Kunad Highway. Ooh, excuse me.
Things are moving fast, but I'm hoping you can tell us how to deal with the Kunad Gate. You said something about entanglements?
Ultimately, Yuito and Kasane have to enter the Kunad
Well,
Gate
people die all the
and
time
unravel
in
the
Scarlet
entanglements.
Nexus, so he might be just.
What I'm telling you
like
here is
that
just
soon
a
then?
concept.
That's messed
The
up.
traces interfering
You can't just
with
assume
time should
that.
look like tangled red threads. According to Togetsu's theory, whenever you jump through time, a dimensional hole like the Kunad Gate is created, but it should then disappear. The reason this hasn't disappeared is because Yuito and Kasane's powers resonated. The Kunad Gate is different from the theorized gates in that it's persisting in a distorted state. Using a distorted gate for a time jump creates entanglements. If you can unravel those entanglements, you can close the Kunad Gate.
Distorted? I don't really get it yet. But when you say enter the Kunad Gate, do you mean go into that hole in the sky?
That strange space. Is it inside the Kunad Gate? You saw it too, when the gate first opened.
Oh, that place with all the weird images?
That's right. That strange space that Kasane mentioned exists inside the Kunad Gate. It is a concept of space that only exists for those with the Red String's power. Togetsu called it the Chronos Terminal.
Perhaps it's a kind of station or junction point for traveling through time.
So only Yuito and Kasane can perceive it. I guess that explains why we didn't notice it when we jumped to the future.
When there is time contact between 2020, when the gate was made, and another time,
2020.
entanglements are created.
Time contact? Is that any different from time travel?
It's a broader definition of time travel. Even if you don't arrive at that time, even if you just attempt,
Basically, if someone with the red string's power even touches that time, there is a trace. That is time contact. The only way to actually see which times have entanglements is for the two of you to go and check for yourselves.
So I guess the only thing we can do is leave it to Yuito and Kasane.
Even if we find the entanglements, we won't know how to unravel them until we see them.
The Chronos Terminal is conceptualized by your powers, so you'll know how to unravel them. Not with reason, but with intuition. Also, I'm weak, but I can use the red strings, so I'll support you from here.
Okay, so we just need to use the red strings again and enter the Chronos Terminal.
I'm going with you this time.
You don't know what kind of dangers will be there. Make sure you're ready before you go.
If it gets dangerous, you both come right back.
Don't worry, we will. Just take care of my mother. Keep her safe.
It's all right. Don't worry. We will protect Wakana.
All right, we don't have much time. Let me know when you're ready.
Mom, I saw you again after all these years, but we haven't really talked. I get that the situation won't allow it, but...
Are you ready to go to the Chronos Terminal? Save.
Good to go, Kasane?
I'm ready.
Focus your consciousness together. Picture the site of the Chronos Terminal.
To the Chronos Terminal.
We will unravel those entanglements.
Go.
It looks like we actually made it. Are each of those images connected to different times?
We can't just stand around. We have to search for the entanglements.
I guess it's nothing new when it's your third time. So, how do we find them? I don't feel anything yet.
This is... It must be Mother.
Is she guiding us? Let's go!
Oh, boy.
How are they inside the Chronos Terminal?
Calm down. That place is built from your consciousness. It's an imaginary world. It is a very unstable place. Your fear and anxiety, all of your emotions affected. The memories of your past made others appear.
So basically, you're saying that these others were created by our mental immaturity.
That makes us sound pretty lame. But if we made them, we can take them down too.
I know the two of you can handle it, but be careful.
So if our consciousness has made it, is this other an illusion? It sure looks real.
As long as your brain thinks so, it's the same as if it was. We have to fight it. Use my strength!
Keep it up! Hey! Here we go!
I guess I'm getting better.
Good!
We... What? Oh, shit, there's more. Damn it.
It might be easier to electrify now that it's wet.
God.
Hey, do you feel something?
Yeah, it's like my head is buzzing. It's weird.
Good.
This is the old OSF hospital on that day in 2009. It's an entanglement.
Yeah. I don't understand it, but I can feel it. This is definitely it. If we want to successfully unravel this, then I'm betting that we have to use the red strings, our power.
Yes, I feel it too. We should be able to make this work.
Another one!
Let's hold it off while we unravel the entanglement.
All right. I know we can do it. Right, Yumito?
Yeah, right. Let's go.
Focus!
Let's go! Next. I need your help! Come on! Yeah! There!
You can't give up.
Oh, we can.
Unravel it!
Oh, that's cool.
Us together.
This will make the Kunad Gate disappear.
Hey, Kasane. That day, I never got the chance to thank you properly. So, thank you for saving me.
What? That came out of nowhere.
You were the one that saved me 11 years ago at the hospital, right? I remember it perfectly now. I used to be a dud, and then all of a sudden I had powers. My power awakening? I think it was because you shared yours with me.
What? Powers aren't something you can just share.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying sounds silly, but if it were possible, it was thanks to meeting you that day that I'm still alive, and have reached my goal of getting into the OSF. That's what I think, so... thanks for saving me.
You're welcome. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
You look totally confused, but that's okay. I think it's unraveled now. Everyone is probably worried about us.
Mother's power. I can still feel it.
So, there's more than one entanglement?
If so, it's simple. We just have to unravel all of them.
Right. Okay, let's go.
Ready.
We did unravel that entanglement, right?
I think so. But something still feels off.
So you feel it too. Something's bothering me. There's another one.
Is that 50 years in the future? That should be gone. This is the other that attacked Yuito.
Ah, you motherfucker.
Let's regroup now. This is it. It's close. At this rate, it's tough. It's close.
Oh, fuck. No.
Can you keep going?
Thanks. Sorry for the trouble.
Thanks, Kasane. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on.
Is everyone okay?
Thanks. I can fight. I'm with you.
Damn.
You guys good?
Thanks. I can fight.
Is everyone okay?
That attack worked. That must be a weak spot.
Cut me.
Son of a bitch.
More power.
Alright, we did it.
It should work. This should work. I think that's all of them.
Have you ever thought of what you'd do if you could change history?
You mean by traveling
That
to
was
the
a random
past?
question.
That would just create new entanglements, though, wouldn't it?
I mean, after the Kunad Gate is gone. If you could use the red strings freely.
Well, yeah. I mean, sure, I've thought about it. If I had done this or hadn't done that, something would have changed. All those regrets are still there. When Nagi asked, what should I have done differently, I just couldn't come up with an answer.
So, do you want to use the red strings to change the past?
No, I don't. Because even if you change the past, you won't know how it will affect the future. Nagi might not have gotten caught up in all of this if he wasn't my friend. If he hadn't joined the OSF, if he didn't admire them, if I mess with the past that much and just overwrite his life, is that really saving him? And it's not just Nagi. If you change the past, it would affect the lives of everyone in the world.
It's not something that one person can burden themselves with.
I don't think it's right to only care about what you wish. There's a lot that I still can't accept. but it's not something that I can just ignore as if it didn't happen.
I know it was a silly question. I'm actually surprised. Or maybe I'm just relieved. Because now I know I'm not the only one having these thoughts.
Oh.
Before, I would have answered differently. But now that I've met everyone, the way I see the world has changed.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the same for me. You know, we actually have a lot in common.
I think it's a little early to say that.
Or...
This is Mom's... There's still an entanglement?
But all the time periods we traveled to. No, now's not the time to think about it. Can you keep going?
I'll be okay. I'm probably just a little tired from using my brain too much.
We should hurry.
You only traveled to those 2 times, right?
Yes, I think those are the only ones.
Isn't that...
The Sumeragi crest. That's it. This is the image I saw at the start.
Right. Yakumo Sumeragi's crest. It seems like a time entanglement appeared then. What? How?
Former Major General Karen.
Or enough about... Sorry.
So they're going to keep coming.
We need to unravel the entanglement.
Oh my goodness. Oh fuck.
Let's regroup.
Dick.
Let's still fight. That was close.
Still fight.
Damn.
You guys good?
Time to fight back.
That attack worked. That must be a weak spot.
Is everyone okay?
Thanks. I can fight.
Let's regroup. I can still fight. Here we go. Let me borrow this. Good.
a weak spot.
What?
That enemy is stunned.
Leave it to me! Us together. This should work. Unravel it!
Sweet.
Okay, that should...
Yuito? This is bad. I don't think I can take much more either.
So, did we do it? That should be all of them, right?
Probably, but something doesn't feel right. Karin and Yakumo Sumeragi. What happened to them?
Damn it! I'm blacking...
Yuito, Kasane!
Mom?
Mother...
There you go, I guess.
Where am I?
Oh good, you're awake. It seems like we made it back.
What's going on? The Kunad Gate... Why hasn't it disappeared?
Well...
Good job, you two. It's all okay now.
What? But...
Mother, we unraveled the entanglements. So why?
Leave the rest to me.
What?
Thank you for growing up so strong. You've made a lot of wonderful friends. Those connections are much more valuable than any red string. Treasure them for the rest of your life.
Mother?
Mom. You can't go back to the past.
If you go back, Toketsu will...
It has to be done. Forgive me. The longer I remain here, the more painful it will be.
No, hold on! There's still so much that I need to say!
Mother! Yuito. Kasane. Live on. Knowing you're happy is all that I could ask for.
Damn.
So today is the day. I may give you my brain, but you can't have my memories of the future. Kaito. Yuito. Kasane. Joe.
The body has been confirmed as the target, Wakana. Current theory for cause of death is cerebral overload due to a malfunction in the personality rehabilitation device. We believe an irreversible memory wipe was conducted. There is significant damage to the memory regions in her brain. Following protocol and retrieving her brain.
That sucks.
I see. There was an entanglement from when Mom time traveled.
Mother. She explained it to us earlier when the two of you were gone. The Kunad Gate wouldn't disappear as long as she was still present in this time.
We have a message she left for the two of you. Let me send it to you now.
To Yuito and Kasane. Yuito Kasane. I'm sorry we have to part like this. I should have told you what I was trying to do, but I didn't trust myself to be calm talking to you two. I'll summarize what I told your friends. I'm going back to my time now. No, I should say that I went back. There are 3 reasons. 1. To protect the history of Wakana Sumeragi dying in 2009. 2. To ensure the history where I received the red strings data sent by Togetsu. Togetsu sent the data to me because they salvaged my brain and connected it to Babe. So my brain has to be collected by Togetsu in 2009. 3. To erase the entanglement I created. If someone with the red strings power who is from a different time than you two passes through the Kunad Gate, an entanglement is created. As long as I try to pass through the Chronos Terminal, the entanglement can't be eliminated, but my death eliminates the power and cause, so the entanglement can be erased. That means that I have to carry out my life in my original time. I've had this plan ever since I received the red strings data. This will eliminate the Kunad Gate. What happens to the world after this is left up to you living in 2020. Please work with your friends to make a better future. Yes, I know I must have hurt you both, but I was happy that I was able to see my precious children growing up and strong. Thank you for being born and for living, for giving me happiness. I pray that you will see so much more happiness than what you gave me. Yuito, Kasane, I will always love you. Wakana Sumeragi. Oh my god. That is really, really heartbreaking. Okay, I guess we talk to the others?
Wakana knew from the start that she was causing an entanglement.
She held back her feelings so she could part with you with no regrets. She's a great person.
Apparently, the entanglement will unravel when Wakana returns to the past and dies like she did in history.
I know she would have wanted to talk to the both of you some more, but she thought spending more time with you would only make things more painful.
Hey, don't be so down. I'm not saying that because I'm worried about you. I said that because it affects platoon morale.
Wakana wasn't from this time period, so her situation was different than yours.
The fuck? That's all you had to say?
The uneasy feeling I had when we unraveled the entanglements 11 years ago was because Mother's entanglement still remained.
I'm sorry. I know this hits the two of you harder than anyone else, and I'm here crying.
That's strange. Wakana has returned, so how come it didn't disappear? Have all the entanglements truly been unraveled?
All the entanglements we felt, we unraveled. The ones 11 years ago, 50 years in the future, and the one during Yakumo Sumeragi's time period.
What? What does Yakumo Sumeragi's time period have to do with anything?
I think one formed when we witnessed Yakumo's assassination.
What are you talking about? Yakumo was severely injured in an accident, but he wasn't assassinated.
We don't really understand it either, but we saw Yakumo Sumeragi being killed by Karin.
What did you say?
We were busy dealing with the entanglement, but yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that that was former Major General Karin.
He copied Kasane's power. Yuito, if he also copied your power.
But he didn't copy my... He could have time traveled by resonating Kasane's power with mine.
So it hasn't disappeared because of the entanglement Karin created when he traveled back to Yakumo's time period?
But the two of you couldn't find an entanglement. How do you expect to unravel something you can't find? Karin can unravel his own entanglement.
Yes, exactly. The only thing we can do is take Karin to the Chronos terminal and have him unravel the entanglement himself.
Wataru, can you check Karin's location?
I figured you'd ask, so I've been working on it. But I've got nothing. I can't find him at all. It's like he's disappeared.
Supposing that he's traveled to Yakumo's time period, that would mean he's in the past. That's where you're going to find him.
Are you too sure the people you saw were really Karin and Yakumo?
We're sure. We could see their faces clearly. Actually, we only saw Karin's face.
But that was Yakumo. I mean, he had the same mask on as all the depictions of him.
Ah, yes, that's it, the mask. That explains everything.
Kagero, explain.
Whoa, Sugumi, calm down. So, you know how Yakumo started wearing the mask because of the injuries he sustained? Rumor was, sometime after the accident, he suddenly stopped appearing in front of people and his whole personality just changed.
Whole personality changed. You're not suggesting...
The real Yakumo was assassinated by Karin from the future, and Karin took his place by putting on the mask?
It doesn't matter. Either way, we still need to travel back to 2,000 years ago to check.
Actually, no. We might not have to travel at all. You all saw my brother's video, right? Don't you remember what he said?
Yakumo Sumeragi is alive!
What are you...
He is asleep, deep beneath Suo. Even now, he is waiting for his revenge!
Right. Cold sleep. Just like Kagero.
If Yakumo is in cold sleep under Suo, then we can find out the truth by meeting him directly. If former Major General Karin replaced him, then he'll be the one down there in cold sleep. I'm not entirely certain as to why he did what he did, but we can talk to him and have him help us unravel the entanglement.
Do we know where he's sleeping, though? I mean, Arahabaki is the only area I can think of that's under Suo.
I mean, Sumeragi Tomb is the first place I thought of where Yakumo would be. Do you think he would really be in such a heavily trafficked place, though?
How about it, Yuito? It's your family's tomb.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I've never even been inside the building before. The head of the family is responsible for watching over Sumeragi Tomb. I might be able to find something out if I talk to my brother.
The chief. Do you think he'll listen to us?
Actually, I've been trying to reach my brother's terminal, but I'm not getting through. There's a chance he might have blocked me. Wataru, can you ask Major General Fubuki to talk to my brother? I doubt he'd refuse a call from a Major General.
Okay, leave it to me. I just don't know how soon I'll get a response.
Wanna stop by our hideout then? I'm sure Yuito and Kasane could use the rest.
Good idea. It would be smart to rest while we can.
Thanks, Gemma. All right, let's head back.
Let's transition to standby phase 11.
Welcome back. I messaged Major General Fubuki. He said it might take some time to get in touch with the chief.
Thanks, Wataru.
I also asked about Major General Karin, but apparently Major General Fubuki doesn't know anything either.
I see. Then I guess he really is in the past.
We don't have any other leads at the moment, so let's hope he's in Sumeragi Tomb.
Hey, standby phase 11. Sweet.
I guess I should talk to Shiden.
All right. So that means we might finish this game tomorrow. Or whenever the next time we play this. Because it is almost 5, it's 4:40, so we have enough. We might go a little overtime by completing or doing Bond episodes. Or we might just finish just in time when it hits 5 o'clock, but yeah, next time we play this, we'll start phase 12 and probably finish this game. And then continue on to Kasane's story. Let's see, do you have anything new in your shop? Sweet. Weapon. Okay. Let's see. New presents we can get. Pull up training machine. Frame. Drink bottle. Passionate flower. Power theories for other research. Storm photograph. Game grab bag action. Subculture magazine Epoch. An achievement, collection freak. Nice. Large cola bottle set. Healing music for seasons. Oh, excuse me. Exorcist crystal ball. Comic Dawn Pickles Chapter 8. White Stick Game Machine. Okay. That's all the presents we can grab. Save. Yeah, I just got my account back, but I can't be on for longer than 2 minutes. All good. I'm glad you got your account back. And I also appreciate you stopping by even for a little bit. Yeah, I know. I recognize the name. No worries. I'm glad you were able to get your account back, and I do appreciate you stopping by for a little bit. Do you think Karen knows about the entanglement? Well, we'll need to meet Yup. A Bond episode.
Do you have a second, Yuito? There's somewhere I'd like to take you.
Okay. Where are we going?
A cemetery near Sumeragi Tomb. I'm going to go pay respects to my friend Masaki. There wasn't a body we could bury, but his brother added his name to the family grave.
So he has a proper grave. Yeah, let's go. Are you sure you don't need more time?
No, this was enough. He already knew everything I wanted to tell him. I was thinking about what went down at Mizuhigawa. There were so many people discarded that way.
You gotta go, no worries.
Yeah. We only found one truck's worth, but I'm sure there were many more before it.
They say that many retired soldiers die quickly or go missing.
Have a great rest of your night.
I thought it was just the toll of serving in the OSF. But it could be all the government's doing, trying to secure the brains they need.
I wouldn't be surprised if the government did that. It's chilling to think about.
They use what's useful and discard what isn't. People are just tools to this nation. But we aren't tools. We have a chance for another life when we can't fight anymore. I won't forgive them for taking away that possibility and discarding them like trash.
I feel the same. That's the way they treated my best friend.
You mean Nagi?
Yeah. He and Masaki both had so much life ahead of them. We need to end these types of things from happening in our lifetime.
I thought that my role in the OSF was ending. But it looks like there's this giant task still left. I want to right this nation's wrongs and protect the future, as someone who is still remaining.
You're not planning on doing that all by yourself, are you? I'd like to help too.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it. Well, shall we head back to the hideout?
Wait, there's somewhere I want to stop by.
Okay. Where are we going?
I wanted to go to this restaurant, but I couldn't bring myself to go in alone. I'd be grateful if you came with me.
Surprise Original Gyoza Suzaku. That's an impressive sounding place.
I became more interested in food since our last excursion. I started looking up trendy new restaurants on food websites when I have time.
So, you have a new hobby. Is it nearby?
Yeah. I realized when I looked at the website that Masaki and I used to go there together all the time. The restaurant's name and atmosphere completely changed after the previous owner died, so I hadn't visited since. But there's no point in only looking at the past. I have to try the new gyoza for myself.
Their popular dishes are the Ogre Hell Gyoza and Final Dragon Gyoza? Hard to imagine those are names for food.
That sounds good.
It doesn't matter what their names are. What matters is how they taste. It's good to be adventurous.
You're right. Although, that's not something you would have said just a short while ago.
Perhaps. I was too stubborn. I need to be less afraid of trying new things. I'll honor Masaki's memory by enjoying what life I have left.
You look at peace. I think you've gotten younger.
Don't be ridiculous. But a weight has been taken off my shoulders. It's been a while since I felt this way.
All right. Let's try these surprise gyoza then.
Eat as much as you like. It's my treat. Maybe we can take some back to the hideout for everyone.
Heck yeah.
That's a good idea. I just hope they taste as strange as their names.
No kidding.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yuito, will you train with me later? I work harder when someone is with me.
Sure. Oh, but take it easy on me. You train pretty hard.
Got it. I'll be careful. I mean, I'm not gonna try and crush you with weights or anything. I'm devoting myself to becoming your shield. That's what I think is most important right now.
On level 5 with Gemma. Prolong SAS effect. Sweet.
Do whatever you think is right, Yuito. Thanks. I don't have to second guess anything when you're with me.
I cannot believe my brother might have changed places with Yakumo. I would like to find out the truth myself. Pull up bar machine thingy.
This is amazing. Thank you.
I would very much like to install this in the gym. Would you mind? Thank you very much. Now I'm one step closer to my ideal body. I hope you'll use it too, Yuito. Right. Yeah. Oh, he is. Let's do Luca's Spawn episode.
Yuito, I have a favor to ask. Will you climb Hieno Mountain with me?
Sure, but why? Was there an other warning there or something?
No, I just want to climb the mountain. The truth is, I'm still worried about my power. Lifting weights is not enough to shake my insecurity. I want to put myself in an extreme situation to clear my thoughts.
And you thought of Hieno Mountain. But you had a pretty tough time climbing it before.
It was certainly difficult climbing the mountain with this body. But that's why I want to do it. I want to climb it with my own strength and see just how strong I've become. So I don't want you to help unless it's an emergency, or another appears.
You want to test your limits? Okay, but don't do anything crazy.
Thank you very much.
Maybe we should take a break.
I can still go on. I'm sorry for causing you some problems of late.
Don't worry about it. It's good to talk to someone.
I understand in theory that I shouldn't let losing my power bother me. But being a dud is something that has occupied my mind for a very long time. A dud's quality of life is hardly considered in current New Himuka society. It's the same as if they don't exist. If I lose my power, that's what will happen to me. And that scares me.
I guess not being able to see the net or visions is the same as being ignored by the world. But since they're outside of society, doesn't that mean they can change it from the outside?
That's just idealism. Society does not work that way.
That may be true, but that doesn't mean you should just give up.
You're still young enough to have hopes like that. I've been alive in this world for decades. I'm painfully aware of what can and cannot be done. I am not the child that I appear to be.
I know you're not a child, so don't give up so easily. If you don't face the problem like an adult, nothing will change.
But I...
Watch out!
Thank you. You saved me.
Oh, that was scary. I'm glad you didn't slip. Oh, I guess you could have teleported.
It happened so fast. If I had fallen, that may have been it. You ended up saving me, even though I said I was here to test my own strength.
Does it matter? I mean, I only helped you then. You climbed all this way by yourself. It's okay to get help when you really need it. I don't think being strong is doing everything by yourself without anyone's help.
I see.
Oh, sorry. That was a little high-handed.
No, you're right. You made me think of my brother.
Former Major General Karen?
He is adored by everyone, but he trusts no one and takes all the burdens on himself. I've always followed in my brother's footsteps, but I don't need to follow his path anymore. I don't want to be like Karen. In fact, I shouldn't be. Yuito, I apologize for getting emotional.
No, I was mouthing off too. Let's call it even.
All right. Now, let's get to the top. If we don't hurry, the sun will set before we get down. We're here.
Oh, we made it. You did it.
Yes, it was the result of my daily exercise. And your help.
I was just along for the ride. Like I said, you got here on your own.
Thank you. New Himuka looks so small from here.
From this far away, the people look like ants.
It's strange. Small people, big people, psionics, duds. They are all just specks when seen from far away. Nations and societies are just gatherings of those specks. If that's the case, perhaps something can be done.
It looks like he has an idea. I guess the mountain climbing helped.
Hey.
All right. Thanks to our climb, I understand what issue I must focus on.
That's great. So you're not worried anymore?
No. First, I must get bigger.
You don't mean taller, do you?
I mean mentally. You can't change the world alone. It requires small efforts by many people. So I want to have the capacity to accept everyone's ideas without losing myself. If I can depend on people, and be depended on, anything is possible.
I see. You look satisfied.
Yes, but this is only the beginning. I still have far to go.
I'm impressed. He seems bigger already. Okay, I have to get to work too.
Oh, how spirited. We should train together then. I will make a program right away.
What? Oh man, can't we just take it easy today?
I always looked up to my brother's strength. But lately I believe that your kind of strength is what I should aspire to.
What? I don't think I'm very strong though.
I don't mean your power or fighting prowess. Perhaps I should say strength of mind. You don't compromise. I think I could change if I had your unbending will.
Alright. On level 5 with Luca.
I feel like I'm another step closer to knowing you.
Well, I'm taking a step closer too, so it's like we both did.
I'm saving every time, after every time we do a Bond episode, because I do worry about my game crashing, because it has before. So... Or, you know, not start over. Achieve is your actual brother, isn't he? He won't take your calls. I guess everyone's family situation is different. And does everyone have a Bond episode? I guess technically this would be the last Bond episode, because I don't know if there's gonna, or last standby phase, because I don't think there's gonna be one after phase 12. I don't know. Knowing your enemy leads to victory, no matter your opponent. It looks like you're starting to understand that.
Thank you.
Oh wait, this is a meteorological phenomenon. It's only been seen a handful of times throughout history. There's actually a picture of it. The beauty is overwhelming. This is amazing, Yuito. Here, take a look.
Are you going somewhere, Shiden?
Yeah, I'm going to see the thunderclouds.
Thunderclouds? Is there a storm coming in? Is it safe to be outside?
Apparently these are the biggest in decades. This is a chance to see real lightning. It's a little dangerous, but I can't pass it up.
Wow. Now that I think of it, I've only ever seen images of real lightning.
Oh, I don't mind if you tag along, if you're interested.
Sounds fun. I'll take you up on that.
All right, then get ready. We'll miss the thunderclouds if we take too long.
I've never seen him this excited.
See those big black clouds over there? Those are thunderclouds.
Wow, cool. The clouds look like mountains. So the lightning will come from there?
The forecast said it should be soon. I wonder what kind of lightning it'll be.
You really like lightning, don't you? Is it because of your power?
Yeah, it feels familiar, and it might give me a clue for using my power. I also love the remote and powerful image of lightning. I'd like to be like that.
Remote and powerful. That does sound like him.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, a lightning strike! Did you see that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I just kind of tagged along, but this is way better than I expected. Whoa, that was close. I saw it so clearly. Hey, Shiden, lightning is really cool.
Damn right. What did you expect?
Why do you sound so proud?
It's so beautiful. That powerful light. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. The clouds are breaking up. It's over. That was awesome.
It was.
You seem down. Are you sad that it's gone?
Yeah. But it got me thinking, too. Compared to that awesome force, my power is nothing.
Well, you're up against a natural phenomenon. Of course a human can't stand up to that.
I know that. It's not just lightning. Even compared to other people, I'm weak. I wanted to be as strong as Captain Seto someday. I thought if I worked hard, I could be a Septentrion. I worked for years like that, but I still have no title. I'm still just Shiden. I know that I'm stronger than I was before, but maybe this is as strong as I'm going to get.
That's not like you. Is earning the title of Septentrion that important?
Of course it is. It's the OSF's proof of strength. If I have it, no one can say I'm not good enough.
I don't disagree that the Septentrions are amazing, but there are powerful people like Arashi that don't have any special titles. You're strong too. I think so, and so does everybody else. Isn't that enough?
I want more solid proof of my strength, so that everyone has to accept it. The reason everyone appreciated Captain Seto wasn't just because of his strength in battle. He was able to move people. He encouraged them, and made them brave. He had strengths that I don't have. My plan was to use this mask once I thought I had reached his level. But if that day won't come, then maybe I shouldn't have it.
Don't say that. Captain Seto had it made just for you.
He had this mask made because he thought I would become strong like him. As long as I can't meet those expectations, I can't wear it.
Don't be stupid. That's not Captain Seto's mask. It's your mask. So you have to use it. You don't have to be like him.
What?
I look up to him too, but his strength is different from ours, just like you said. And it's fine that it's different. Each of us are strong in our own ways.
Strong in my own way. Pretty wise words for a rookie.
I was being a little arrogant, but you know what I mean.
In his message, Captain Seto did say that I should trust my own strength. He knew even back then what I was lacking.
Oh.
It looks like I've been worrying about the wrong things. Lightning's beauty isn't meant to be compared to anyone else. And it doesn't exist to receive a title. It just exists. And it's known throughout the world. That's the strength I need.
You look like you feel better.
I wasn't feeling bad in the first place. I was just a little confused. But not anymore.
That mask suits you.
Of course it does. It was made for me. I guess I should thank you. I won't say this is thanks to you, but if we hadn't talked, my mind wouldn't have changed.
Well, you're welcome. If you keep this up, it won't be long before you're a Septentrion.
No, I don't need some worn-out title like Septentrion anymore. I want to be more. The best of the best. A title from someone else wouldn't suit me. My name itself will be synonymous with strength.
So the highest title in the OSF will be Shiden? I don't think anyone would want that.
That's fine. That strength is only for me to achieve.
I don't think that's quite right either, but I get the gist of it. Then I'll do my best to be the strongest Yuito.
Now there's a title that's far from your reach. You have a lot of work to do.
Obtain Seto's custom mask. Controller turns off after a little bit of time, and these Bond episodes do take quite a few minutes to get through.
Hey, don't overdo it.
Yeah. Thanks, Shiden.
That was awfully straightforward. Listen, I'm not being friendly with you. It's just that keeping yourself in good condition... What are you doing? I hate when you make that stupid face.
Reach Bond level 5. Prolong SAS effect and shock negation.
It's good being able to push each other to greater heights. I'm not necessarily talking about us, though. Yeah. But I'm hoping our relationship is like that.
Where's the mask? See the mask. Oh well, whatever. Wait a second. Okay, we did Gemma, we did Eden. I guess Karin needed to use Yuito and Kasani's power to travel back in time and become Yaku. Right. Comic Don Pickles.
Oh, cool.
Never thought that character was a woman. I couldn't wait to read the rest. State game machine.
Really? Thanks.
Found a good one. This game console is known for having lots of good games. Now even living in the hideout will be now even living in the hideout will be exciting. Should take a breather sometime too, Yuito. Playing again. This Bond episode out of the way.
Oh, Yuito. Sorry, I have some minor business to take care of.
Okay, I guess I'll see you later then. I haven't really seen him since we talked. I wonder where he's going on his minor business.
Hey, Yuito! I heard a strange report. Something about Kagero being placed into custody at OSF headquarters.
What? What happened?
I don't know the specifics, but the chief may have figured out that he's the one who killed Chairman Sumeragi.
This is moving too fast. It's my brother, so he might do something rash. How did Kagero get himself caught so easily? I'm going to see if I can get to the bottom of this. Kaito! What are you doing?
Oh,
I'm doing what you couldn't. I'm finishing this.
Huh. How very decisive of you, Chief. An execution with no trial. I like the cut of your jib.
Don't be stupid! Nothing will change if you go through with this!
You're a fool if you think I'm going to let you stop me. I'm not as forgiving as you.
How is this a Bond episode?
Not as forgiving. I
Sounds
always
like
thought you were much nicer
something
than
that
him.
should happen in the
You can
main
talk all
phase.
you want, but don't think it will change your fate. I'm going to make you pay for your crimes with your life.
Oh yes, please do get on with it. I'd honestly prefer it that way.
What did you say?
Kagero?
I know I need to atone for what I did, but really, repentance is so not my style. Plus, I come from the same time as Yakumo, your ancestor. People can only live for so long. So, if you can just go ahead and pull that trigger and put an end to this, Chief, I'll thank you from the other side.
Now! Put the gun down, Kaito. I won't let you kill Kagero.
Why do you protect him? There isn't a single reason to let him live. Even putting aside my emotions as his son, killing Joe Sumeragi is a serious crime. He was necessary for the future of this nation. Not only did he steal our father, he stole our country's future.
I know that. That's why I won't kill him. That's why I won't let him die. Kagero has a responsibility to build a new future and replace the one he stole. Until he fulfills that, he can't die. I won't let him die, no matter how much he wants to. So please, leave Kagero's life in my hands.
Fine. I understand. I don't like it, but he's yours. For now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you make any wrong moves, there won't be a next time.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
I like how in this Bond episode, Yuito is, straightly just talking to Kaito face to face.
Did you get caught on
when
purpose?
in the main
I just wanted to set
story,
things straight for everyone.
the
Chief is your
Yuito
brother,
was
which
trying to
means
contact
I
with
killed his father,
Kaito.
too.
I
So,
think
I thought
Kaito
it best to
blocked
face
him.
him, at
This is
least
just
once.
weird and
Just like I did with you. I meant to
random,
have a peaceful
I guess.
conversation, but one thing led to another, and...
No. I think you were well aware that my brother would probably kill you.
The way I was talking? That was a bluff. I knew he wouldn't pull the trigger. I still have things I need to do.
I'm pretty sure that's only half true.
Well, who knows for sure.
Could you just stop being so shifty? Just for once? You may want to die, but I won't let you. Like I said, your life is in my hands now. You'll live in my father's place, and you will fulfill your responsibility.
Thanks.
Are you sure you want to thank me? You said it yourself, dying would have been easier.
Still, I feel like I should thank you. Because of you, I have another reason to live now. I was totally empty. I felt almost like a ghost. But you believe I'll take responsibility as long as I live, so I guess I can't just run away.
Kaguro.
I used to only think about the past, so I never really looked at what was there, right in front of me. The responsibility to build a new future. Well, you did grace me with your trust. I'll do all I can to make it happen.
Good. So will I. And I'll be keeping a close eye on you as well.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to contribute to society. Let's go out for a night on the town to revitalize New Himuka's economy.
Seriously? Your ability to change gears like that will never cease to amaze me.
Thanks. Now, we're gonna party all night.
This guy.
You're not going to do that strange Baki impression anymore?
Oh, that? I don't do that anymore. I can't surpass Baki by just copying him.
What? I didn't know you were striving to become a mascot.
You fool. I'm already as beloved as any mascot. I just thought it was a little sad to leave your support to an inanimate character. That's all.
Right, level 5. Prolong SAS effect. Sweet.
I know you have my back. Are you sure you want to trust me to have yours? What? Don't worry. I trust you to have my back too.
What with these two? I mean, I can't track down Karn. I've looked everywhere, but he really did disappear. Major General Fubuki will apparently continue looking for Major General Karn. Okay. Save. I am going a bit over time, but I do want to get this standby phase out of the way. I didn't know Sumeragi Tomb had a basement. I've been there to sightsee before, but this is the first time I'm hearing about that. Healing music 4 season.
This is nice.
I wanted to hear this song. Bet it will relax my mind and let me have a deep sleep.
I think I need to talk to Kyoka.
Oh, we're just about to. Just says crystal ball.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Such clarity. that I can see the future, but crystal balls aren't just for fortune telling. Apparently crystals gather power just lying around. I wonder what kind of power it will be.
Oh, Yuito, perfect timing. Could you come and help me in the kitchen?
Oh
okay.
boy.
What's the matter? What is this?
I like how
Can't
they
really see
censored
with the
it.
sensor in place. What in the world is on that plate?
I thought I'd reward everyone with some homemade cooking for all the hard work they've been putting in.
What? This is food? It has a really intense smell.
That must be from all the spices. I'm actually not very good at cooking.
This
We
is
can see
beyond
that.
not very good.
I wanted to get your advice because I know you're a really good cook. I want to make everyone happy.
I see. Well, if that's the case, I'd love to help you. I'm not sure what exactly I can do about this, though.
Thank you. You're a lifesaver. Okay, I'll start with a vegetable stir-fry. Can you watch me? Done. Vegetables are so important for a balanced diet. Why is this being censored again?
I don't think this has much nutritional value. Let's start with something more simple, like fried eggs.
Done. That was really simple and easy. Oh, there's the censor again. That's so strange.
How can you do this just from frying an egg? I almost feel like giving up.
Now, what dish is coming next? Ow!
Are you alright?
I'm sorry. Hold on. It'll stop hurting if I take a short break.
Are you sick or something?
It's something chronic. I've had someone else's memories implanted inside my brain as part of my mission. The memories of Dr. Hitoyo Pope, Togetsu's founder. They sometimes give me headaches. One time, her memories temporarily became stronger, and I almost forgot who I was.
That sounds really dangerous.
Yes, I may have fought her off once, but I never know when her memories will surface again. I thought I'd cook to distract myself, but it didn't work. I wonder if this will plague me for the rest of my life.
If this doctor's memories are a part of you, then maybe.
Yes, you're right.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I've been worried lately too.
You have?
Yeah. There's so much I don't know that could happen with my brain or with the world. But I don't let these situations stop me. I keep moving forward. That led me to become friends with all of you. The future always comes with a sense of uncertainty. But it's not necessarily bad.
I'm sure you're right. I never felt uncertain or worried when I was in Togetsu. In exchange, I had to bury all my feelings. Right now, I'm scared about the future. But I get to live my life the way I want.
Yeah, you're so animated now.
Thank you. I'm scared of the doctor's memories because I care so much about who I am now. Okay, my headache is gone. Let's get back to cooking.
All right. Let me try to think of a dish you can actually make. I know. How about a rice ball?
Oh, that's very homey. What should I wash the rice with?
I'll make the rice. You just shape them. Okay, that was some hard work, but we managed to do it. I think.
They didn't quite end up in the shape you showed me, but I'm pretty proud of them. Let's go hand them out to everyone.
I see you cooked. I just remembered about something I have to do. Would it be okay if I left for a while?
Is this a rice ball? I'm sensing something sinister.
I'm not getting near that thing. Keep it away from me.
They're so scared. I understand where they're coming from, though. Don't worry, they're edible. See? How...
You're right. They don't look great, but they taste all right.
I guess if you say they're okay. Oh, you're right. It's good.
We managed to get everyone to eat them. They had pretty nice things to say as well.
This is amazing. It's the first time I've ever been complimented on my cooking.
Really? I guess that's not surprising. I didn't know you'd be so happy.
I'm most happy about learning and applying something new on my own. Something that wasn't from Dr. Pope's memories.
I see. I guess making rice balls wasn't something the doctor bothered to learn.
If I continue to challenge myself like this every day and bring joy to people, building my own memories, maybe one day the doctor's thoughts will become a thing of the past.
I'm sure you're right.
I wouldn't feel this hopeful if it wasn't for you. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me. Knowing that you watch over me gives me the motivation I need to do my best every day.
I can't believe that little child is standing here in front of me right now, teaching me so much. I'm so proud of you.
You don't need to compare me to the past.
No, you're not a child anymore. I have to grow too. To not fear the uncertainty of the future and to move forward.
Just let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Really? Then next time, I'll make rice balls without your help, and you can taste them.
What? I shouldn't have said anything.
Yuito, are you hungry? Does it hurt anywhere? Would you like a massage?
I'm fine.
Oh no, I overdid it again. But you give off this vibe that makes me just want to protect you.
Hold on, just a second. Okay. Level 5. Prolong SAS effect and extra duplication. Sweet.
I feel so much closer to you lately. It feels very warm.
It's a little embarrassing, but I feel better talking with you, too.
Alright. I'll be with you, Yuito. Everyone here will, too. Brother will be inside your heart the whole time.
Hey, Yuito. Want to take a walk around Suo with me?
Okay. I was just looking to blow off some steam.
Great. Let's go then. I mean, I wouldn't say we've reached peace yet, but it's still relaxing to walk around this city.
Yeah, I really like Suo. It calms me down when I'm stressed.
Me too. I hope we can truly attain peace one day.
In our next story, new
information has been uncovered regarding the inhumane experiments conducted at the OSF hospital.
That news.
OSF hospital chairman Yanagi Ichijo had denied any involvement. But among the leaked data provided by a whistleblower included documents signed by Mr. Ichijo himself. It's unlikely that the 10 members implicated in these accusations, including Mr. Ichijo, will be able to avoid any fallout.
It seems like the researcher we saved came through.
Yeah, the Ichijo family name could be ruined now, but that's better than thriving through evil deeds.
How is your family doing? Have your parents experienced any blowback?
No, I contacted them, but they really didn't know anything about it. They were actually worried for me that the OSF might try something.
I'm glad they're okay.
Yeah, I'm so relieved because for a second I was worried they could be involved. Maybe I'll go visit them soon.
What was that sound?
It sounded like a crash. Let's go check it out. Over there! An accident!
A traffic accident? That's unusual. Excuse me, do you know what happened here?
It seems like the car's auto-drive program malfunctioned. The rescue team hasn't shown up yet. Are you with the OSF? I guess that means you can't really do anything.
Let's get a closer look.
Yeah, there might be something we can do.
Help! My son is in one of the cars! He's still trapped inside!
There's smoke coming from the engine. The kid could be in danger unless we get him out.
We don't have time to wait for the rescue team. Let's do what we can.
Help!
Just hold on a little longer for us. We're going to get you out of there soon. It's locked. Can you remove the door with your psychokinesis?
I could, but I might accidentally hurt the kid if I try to force it open. If only there was a way we could open it more gently.
Okay, I'll try then.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to use my pyrokinesis to see if I can melt one of the parts inside of the door. That should make it come off easier.
Okay, do it.
Am I going to die?
Don't worry. We're going to save you. Trust me. Can you back away from the door for me?
Okay.
Yuito, you're up.
Got it. Here we go.
Good job. Your mom is waiting for you.
Mom! Thank you so much. I really can't thank you enough.
Please, you don't need to thank us. I'm glad your son is safe.
Thank you for saving me.
Hey, I saw what happened. The OSF sure is amazing. Let's hear it for the Scarlet Guardians.
What? When did this crowd gather? Everyone, please step back. It's still dangerous.
Rescue team just arrived. I think we can leave the rest to them.
As much as I want to see this through to the end, we should leave before the crows show up and get in the way.
Whew. You were really cool. You acted so decisively, even when that was our first time dealing with an accident.
What? No, I didn't. I was just desperately trying to save that boy.
Well, I still think that's cool.
Thanks. I think I figured out what I want to do.
You finally got your answer?
Yeah. I had an idea, but today really solidified it. I want to protect what I love, though I don't mean someone specific. I love this city, and the people who live here, and I want to protect all of them. I don't want any of them to suffer.
I agree. I'm done with all this sadness that keeps happening.
That's why I want to change the OSF first, so that what my uncle did will never happen again. I mean, they call us the Scarlet Guardians. We need to live up to our name.
Guardians. Just like you were back there.
Don't tease. But you might be right. Protecting people doesn't just mean fighting. I mean, even if we get rid of all the others in the world someday, accidents like that will still happen.
Get rid of them all. I never thought that far ahead before, but you're right.
In other words, our fighting ends when we defeat all our enemies. But protecting people is a job that will never end.
Wow. I'm so impressed that you'd think so far ahead. I'm proud to be your childhood friend.
I mean, it might be a big endeavor, but I plan to start little by little. Besides, I only started thinking about these kinds of things because of you. I didn't have any ideals up until now. Seeing you run ahead, I wanted to catch up and run beside you. Then, I finally found the path I was looking for.
What? I never thought for a second I was running ahead of you. Since I came in as a volunteer soldier, I've always been frantically trying to catch up to you.
Then I guess we both helped each other grow.
Let's go with that. Both of us will keep moving forward.
Yes. This is the all-important first step after all. Yuito?
Huh? What is it?
There's something I want to tell you when I feel like I finally caught up to you.
What's that?
It's a secret until the time comes.
A secret? I don't really understand, but okay. I'll wait.
Thank you. Well, I'm going on ahead.
Hey, wait up! Oh, she's already gone. That's so Hanabi.
Okay. I actually think we're gonna call it here, cause I did not expect everyone to really have a Bond episode. I think Arashi also has one. Oh, she doesn't. Okay. Who else do I talk to? Where's Segumi at? Actually, what did Arashi say? Actually, it doesn't matter. Where did Karen go to the past? Like 2,000 years ago. Okay, she doesn't have one. Okasane. I thought everyone had one because I feel like when I was talking, or at least going through the guys, like all the guys had a Bond episode. Have one. Mother wants a happy future, then I want to give it to her. Feel the same way, don't you, Yuito? Okay, so she has one. Okay, so yeah, it's like 5:37 a.m. for me, so I feel like this is just gonna keep going for a bit, and then we have to do the Team Bond episode, which is a little bit longer of an Bond episode than a regular Bond episode. So yeah, we're gonna continue the Standby Phase 11 tomorrow, or either the next time we play this, and then maybe next time when we play this, we also finish this game, or at least finish Yuito's story. Now we're gonna call it here. Okay. And I'll read these tomorrow too. Oh, excuse me. All right. But I feel like Phase 11 felt kind of short. I don't know, like we were able to finish Standby Phase 10 and then get through 11. 11 felt a little bit short, I don't know. Maybe because the past 2 phases were pretty long. I don't know. But yeah, phase 11 was pretty short. But yeah, next time we play this, we'll finish up standby phase 11 and then get to phase 12, and hopefully that will be when we'll just finish up the Yuto story. Like 11 was mainly talking? No. It wasn't well, of course all of them had talking, but we did, you know, have gameplay, of course. When we went to the Chronos thingy, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, we had to fight and untangled some things in the Chronos terminal, I think that was what it's called. Yeah. Um and then the Yutos and Sonny's mom had to go back to her past, or go back to the past to her time. But I think it's because I think in 9 and 10, 9 we had to go through what's that place called? I forgot what the place was called, but we did go through that place which took a little while to get through, and then in 10, I believe, yeah, in 10, we went through like Togetsu, which that area was pretty lengthy as well. It was like a lot of sections in that area we had to go through, and then that big boss fight in the end. Yeah, 11 was pretty short. A little bit of talking, some fighting in the Chronos terminal thing, then a bit more talking, and then we got to standby phase 11. But oh well. Either way, didn't expect it to be short, but again, I think it felt short because of how lengthy phase 9 and 10 were, but well, whatever the case. So yeah, more than likely next time we play this, we'll probably end up finishing Yuito's story, and then move on to Kasane's story after that. And then on this coming Thursday is when Tales of Arise comes out, and we'll start that on the channel. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and hope you guys are too. But yeah, until then, everyone, hope you guys did enjoy tonight's stream of Scarlet Nexus. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far. Excuse me. But yeah, we'll finish up Yuto's story next time. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Fun, safe, relaxing weekend. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow Sunday, and we'll see what we'll do then. But yeah, Arise is Friday. That's the 10th, right? But I saw on Steam it says coming out September 9th. So I don't know. It could be different, or it could still come out on the 10th, but yeah, that's what I saw on Steam anyway. It said September 9th. I don't know. Whatever the case, Thursday, Friday, it's coming out next week, or this coming week. So either way, I'm excited. But yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you all for coming by, hanging out, watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with whatever we play. Hopefully we finish up Yuto's story if I'm not playing anything with friends. So yeah, until then, everyone, have a great rest of your night or day, depending on what time it is for you, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.